Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So as we were speculating yesterday, following the move by the Russian central bank to ban short selling on 33 Russian companies, there looks to be a further reopening of the Russian exchange, and it's happening today. But like we said yesterday, there are going to be some limitations, particularly if you're a foreigner. I want to keep this brief, but the exchange is set to open today, Thursday 24th of March, for a short trading window of 9:50 a.m. through to 2:30 p.m. Moscow time. However, it only is going to allow for the trading of those 33 stocks. These stocks include the likes of Credit Bank of Moscow, Gazprom, Lukoil, Novatech PAO, Sberbank and VTB Bank, to name a few of them. Those 33 stocks being the ones mentioned before, which are now unable to be short traded. Again, this is just the Moscow exchange that is reopening and is not a resumption of trade by secondary listings of Russian companies on other exchanges. Resumptions of those listings are at the discretion of each respective exchange and their governing bodies. Now, the bad news about the reopening is that Russian brokerages are not allowed to let foreigners sell securities when trade resumes. Like I've discussed before, this is part of the action of freezing Russian assets held by foreigners to prevent a large-scale dumping of stocks. I think they estimate that about half of Russian listed securities are traded by foreign entities, and about 3/4 are held by foreign entities, all up, of the Russian free float. The good news, however, is that if you try to sell, and I assume buy Russian stocks on the last day of markets opening back in February 28th, your sales or potentially purchases will be settled when the market reopens. I guess this is the measure to ensure that ledgers of who owns what are sorted out. I'm quite curious to see how this all goes, because the main clearinghouse, the Luxembourg-based Clearstream, who are responsible for the settlement of buying and selling of securities on the MOEX, did put a freeze on operations on the Russian exchange. I don't know whether that has been lifted or not, or if somehow there was a workaround put in place, i.e. an alternative clearinghouse to take Clearstream's role. I suppose we shall soon see how this all works out, or doesn't work out, who knows. Now, in one sense, and this is not investing advice by any means, but in one sense, it is a shame that foreign trade is being blocked here, as now the ruble has been significantly devalued, and given the expected dip these stocks are expected to have, it could present an almost perfect storm for a buy the tip scenario if you were keen to buy into some of these companies. My gut sense is that the large number of these companies will survive the crisis and will likely be taking measures such as share buybacks to shore up the value of the stocks. That's not to mention the US $10 billion of stocks the Russian Prime Minister has ordered the Russian Sovereign Wealth Fund to acquire this year to further bolster and protect these companies. There's going to be some real asset value enhancement occurring for a number of these businesses, meaning the underlying value of the company is actually going up. Again, this is not investing advice, just my crazy thoughts on what could possibly transpire here. Now, I was reading a Wall Street Journal article about the matter, and I will link it in the comments, but the article seems to be indicating that the Russian exchange could be emerging into a two-tiered exchange, one that is open to local investment and one that is open to foreign investment. This is a means that can help prevent further eroding of Russian assets as well as the ruble. The article tried to compare this to Chinese companies that are listed on the Shanghai or Shenzhen exchanges, as well as being listed on the Hong Kong exchange. Foreigners can very easily access the Hong Kong listed stocks, but are basically blocked out of the Shanghai and Shenzhen exchanges. This has caused a number of major disparities among the valuing of these companies between the two exchanges, and I imagine would likely have a very similar effect on Russian stocks given the current climate. Anyway, it will be interesting to see what happens today when this partial reopening occurs, and whether or not it has any form of ripple effect on other global markets, particularly the European ones I'd be watching out for, which are far more intertwined with the Russian economy than most other parts of the world. Anyway, I'm keeping this brief. Again, let me know your thoughts on the topic. Also, if there's another stock you'd like me to look at, mention a ticker symbol in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Until next time, everyone, and markets trade in your favor. Cheers.